Ladies and gentlemen, Hex community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's Hex Update Saturday for December 5th, 2015. And we had quite an announcement, or a couple announcements this week. Sorry, I couldn't get that out for some reason. And we'll get to those in just 1 second here. You may have noticed last week's video was a little dark. Well, I kind of switched things around here in my so-called studio, if you want to call it that, and just for hoping for better sound quality, which I think I achieved that, but the lighting was a little bit off, so I had to make some lighting adjustments throughout the week to bring back the brightness so you guys can actually see what the heck's going on, or see me anyway, that is. So I finally got that done and completed, and I think the light looks pretty good. It's a little bright, but I think I can diffuse that a little bit. I'll do that later this week. So that's a little update about the studio. So I kind of like this a little bit better, so I don't know, we'll see. So on to some hex stuff here. What do we have going on this week here? Well, if you are interested in the Style Points article, Dino kind of put out, or Dino, whatever you want, I think his name is Dino, he put out a nice little article here that's kind of showing off a PvE card here called Holiday. And if you haven't read this, check it out. It's kind of neat. This card here, Holiday, can get pretty nasty, but it does have some downfalls because you have to exhaust it. You got to pay one every turn, so it kind of loses the tempo. So he goes through this article here and talks about, you know, ways around that, or not necessarily ways around it, but how to mitigate the tempo loss there a little bit. So, you know, check this out. I'll go ahead and post this in the description down below so you guys can read it at your leisure if you have time, if you're interested there. And then we had the latest Brew. These are always kind of interesting to read. I try to read them all the way through. Sometimes I don't. This one here talks about Chimes of the Zodiac, and kind of an interesting deck that they have put together here. But what's really interesting is What's the Matter with You, this particular article right here. And what he's actually referring to there, I want to say it's not really in a business analogy, but something people use in business world. And he goes to talk about these four different categories, SWOT, and he uses that into deck building. And what SWOT stands for is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So he uses that into, when you're putting your deck together, you kind of use these four little categories here to help better construct your deck. If you're into constructed deck building, kind of find the weaknesses and the strengths of your deck, so on and so forth. So yeah, I would suggest reading this too if you just want to learn a little bit more about that. It is interesting. Maybe it'll help you out if you are struggling, in the constructed deck game there, building those out. I know I'm not the best constructed deck builder, so any information that I can get to try to, help me out there, I usually try to take. So even if you guys have any information or any thoughts, into putting what you guys do when you build your constructed decks, when you're trying to, I don't know if you want to say smash the meta or break it, or come up with something new that maybe will be meta breaking, if you will. So yeah, check that one out. Again, I'll link that in the description. And then we had some constructed deck listed here for Gauntlet, and nothing really stood out other than this. I don't know, for some reason this one here stands out. I know I've seen it before, but for some reason it just stood out to me, using the Sunsoul Phoenix, Burn, Ragefire. It's basically just a mono Ruby deck, but for some reason it just caught my eye, and I thought that was kind of a neat deck there. Another one that caught my eye was it this one? Yeah, this one here, because I'm not completely up to date on what's happening in the constructed scene, but I don't know if I've seen Gorefeast make the list. Maybe I could be wrong, but it just seems like this is the first time I've seen Gorefeast back in the undefeated deck list there for anything. Maybe there's probably other tournaments going on where it might show up there or whatnot, but as far as this goes, that's the first time I've seen it in a while. Let's see what else we have here. Crested deck. Let's see what this is. Just the standard mono blood. I don't know if you want to call it standard, but and then another Crested deck. So yeah, those two particular decks there kind of stood out to me anyway. I'm sure you guys maybe have seen these, maybe you haven't. Again, I'll link all these articles in the description so you can check them out if you don't frequent hextcg.com there. So what do we have next? We have, oh yes, one of the cooler updates is one of the dungeon PvE. They kind of give us a 3-minute walkthrough here of this particular dungeon, Fort Romor, and I think Fento is actually the one doing this, or Will, I'm not sure. He's actually be doing the commentary behind it, and it looks like a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited for that. I've never really been much into the PvE stuff, just because I'm kind of burned out on the Frostring Arena, which I think probably most people are. So this kind of gives new hope for it, which we all knew PvE was going to be there anyway. But this particular video here, I suggest you check it out if you haven't. It shows off 2 new boards, which are kind of cool. It shows off some of the champions that you have to battle with, and this Lord Adam here they go into, and this dude seems pretty powerful. He has a couple different champion charges, and one of them is summon a member of the or this is his champion charge, I guess. He can summon a member of the triumvirate, and basically what that does is when he can activate that, he can deal 3 damage, gain health equal to the number of cards in his hands, and draw 3 cards. It is super crazy power. And they go and talk about that, and then they kind of post his deck list here, and they show off some of the cards, these 2 power cards that are in his deck, and they are, draw 2 cards, gain 2 charges, gain 5 temporary resources, gain 2 charges, troops you control get +1/+1, gain 2 charges. I mean, this is ridiculous. This guy looks tough. And then here's that champion power here, deal 3 damage to each opposing champion and troop. Sorry, I've left that one out. Draw 3 cards and gain 3 health for each card in your hand. It's a crazy, super powerful champion power there, so beating him quickly is definitely the goal on that one. And then they kind of show off what one of your rewards is going to be. It's Conquest of Romor, 5 casting costs, a double blood threshold, basic action. Troops you control get +1/+1. If you have the Underworld Allegiance, opposing troops gets -1/-1. So it's not a horrible card, it's really expensive. Unfortunately, it is a basic action, but again, this is PvE, so I think they probably could have made that a quick action, given it's a double threshold and 5 costs. I don't know, that's just me, but so yeah, definitely a really cool video. Suggest you definitely check it out. Of course, I'll post it in the description so you guys can look at that. And then we got some new VIP rewards. I know last week I mentioned maybe that they'll be cycling these out here shortly, and it looks like they will. So we'll have one more attempt at the current VIP cards, and then they're going to roll out these 2 new ones in January. And one of them is Minion of Yazukan, and the other one is Crocosaur. I'm going to guess a lot of people are going to be wanting this one right here. I know they both look cool. I want both of them, or 4 of each anyway. So I'm going to guess this one here might sell for quite a bit on the auction house. You never know. So we'll see. I'm kind of excited about that. So let's see. Last week, what did we do last week? Oh, we played in the VIP tournament, and it did not go well at all. I don't even think I won a single game. It was just I don't know if my deck pool wasn't horrible, but I forced spiders and I shouldn't have. It's because why not? I just don't, and go looking back at it, I don't know if there was anything else I really could have done. There probably was, but that just seemed, the cards that were presented to me just seemed like spiders were a way to go. There was one card I was missing, maybe a couple of, and one of them was it incubation webs, where a card, you can target opposing card and it taps on the beginning of their turn and puts some spiders into their deck. That was one card that I was missing. I didn't have. I wish I would have. It probably would have turned out a whole lot different if I would have had that. Oh well, not a big deal. I did play against one of my viewers here, Trevise, and he just rolled me basically. I think we went 2-1. I'm not exactly sure anymore, but yeah. So that was kind of fun there, and a shout out to him as well for throwing some packs my way for the show to give away and whatnot. So we'll do something with those in the future here. Let's see, what else do we have? Hex update, Dungeon Crawl. They just kind of go back over the stuff that they did, that they announced earlier the week, and then they show off another PvE card here, and it's Master of Masks, 5 casting costs, a double diamond, 2/3. It's an elf mage, or an elf card, 5 casting costs and 2/3. It's pretty powerful. Is what they call it there, and it has 2 slots, obviously, camouflage vest and incredibly attractive hairpiece. So the camouflage vest here is a one-shot. You can gain 2 temporary resources for 0, and the hairpiece is your Masters of Masks have crush. And the interesting thing about this card here is for X, you can transform this into a random troop with cost X. This gets at the end of turn reverted. So with its one-shot ability, which will always revert, or which should come back to you if this is reverting, if you have the vest on, if you have both of these going, and you transform this into something that's pretty powerful and has crush, it could be a game-winning card. You never know. So not a horrible card. I like that one a lot. I really do like that one. I think that's it for news. I should have turned my email off. Let me go ahead and do that now because I'm kind of tired of hearing the ding. I'm sure you are too. So what else we have? That is it. Oh, interesting fact here. I don't know if I want to call it a fact, but I was browsing through the forums and I come across a thread called, what was it labeled? Have you noticed, or something like that? And it was it in the deck lists? Let's go back and take a look at the deck lists here. Yes, right here. This deck right here has a card called Kill. And I was like, Kill? What is that? And it's Murder. So I'm not sure if in the next patch, or because I looked in my card stash and my cards still say Murder. So I'm not sure if they're doing this just on the public forums, changing it to Murder, if that was one of the agreements, through the whole little Wizards of the Coast thing. I'm not sure. Or will all of our cards, will they change the name to Kill? Not sure. It was kind of interesting to see. It's something I glossed over. I didn't even pay attention or notice it. So it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, okay. Well, now it's going to be called Kill. Maybe. We'll see. So yeah, interesting. Let's see what else. Oh, if you follow me on Twitter, which some of you do and some of you don't, I checked my mail last night for my weekly VIP pack. And I've seen this happen once before. Somebody's posted it, and I'm sure it's happened to other people. We just don't know about it. But I tweeted out that I got my VIP pack, but it also procced a Primal pack. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's way better than buying a pack and getting a Primal pack. So I was like, what can we do with this pack here? Should I save it for the end of the month and give the 5 cards away, or should I give the whole pack away? So if you follow me, I tweeted out saying we're going to give the entire pack away. I thought about just giving the pack away, and I thought about, okay, should we open it? And I want to see what's in it. So we're going to open the pack this week here, and we're going to see what's in it. And then what you'll do is we'll get to that when we open the pack here. So yeah, that's all for the news. So let's just go ahead and get into the game and check out what we got going on there. Oh, first of all, winners from last week. The top 5 for the cards. Number 1 is Stormchild, 2 Death Realm, 3 Frostwind, 4 is Old World, and 5 is Tibor. So congratulations to you guys. We'll get those cards in the mail as soon as possible. It was kind of interesting to see the comments. Everybody started out wanting the what was it, Hearth? Oh, why can I not remember that card name? Let me pull it up here real quick. Heart of the Wrathwood or something like that. I don't know. Where am I at here? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, Heart of the Wrathwood. The comment started out everybody wanting that one. Then I think some people noticed, like, wow, I don't want to pick that one. So then people kind of switched to Devouring Doomspore. So looks like Stormchild will get the Heart of the Wrathwood, I believe. Yes, and then Death Realm, he will get, I'm sure he'll get Devouring Doomspore. Yes, Devouring Doomspore. So yeah, it was kind of interesting just to see that trend kind of play out there. So congratulations to everybody. And the pack winner for this week is Kaldheim. So again, in post-processing, I'll get that stuff in the mail to you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this screen here and get into the game. And we'll go to open a pack. So instead of opening up a normal pack this week like we normally do, we're going to crack open that Primal pack. We're gonna crack it open just because I want to see what's in it, and then basically what you guys are going to do is tell me what your favorite card is. Since we're not going to do a top 5, since the winner is going to get the entire pack, tell me what your favorite card is out of the pack just to enter, and then we'll select the winner next week and go from there. So let's get open and see what we got. Is it any good? It's not too terribly bad at first glance here. So let's start with the legendaries. Luna Paw, Prophet of Fate, forecasting cost, triple Threshold, Diamond, Wild, and Sapphire. And then we have Miram, Empress of the Crypt. Those are the two legendaries. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rares. We have Sepultura, Crypt Dust, Grant's Gift, Rhythmic Spiritualist, Scrapyard, Magnetron, Replica Reinforcements. That's actually kind of a cool card. It's not played very much because it's a basic action, I think, but I do like that card. Harbinger of Haster, Purge, Grim Assimilation, Thunderfield Elder, Charge Colossus, Necrophet, and then Balthasar, and rounding out the rares is Scorn of Oberon. So that is the pack. Tell me what your favorite card is out of this particular pack, and you can add in why. It would be helpful, but it's not necessary. And then we'll draw the winner, and the winner next week will get this entire pack. And we'll go from there. And then obviously we'll have a weekly pack winner as well. So a little bit different format this week, so hopefully you guys don't mind that. Just kind of change it up a little bit here and there. Other than that, I think that's all that we have for this week. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to let me know something other than your favorite card in the comments down below, be sure to do that. If you want to see more of these, be sure to click subscribe down below, and we'll have another video for you soon.